Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight on our talk on just respiratory issues. We're going to be focusing on asthma, allergies, immune function, and just some of the challenges we have with, when your immune system is compromised. And this is one of many of my favorite topics because when I was introduced to this company over 32 years ago, I was tired. I was stressed. I was using antihistamines year round. My allergies were so bad that I slept with Kleenex in my nose, and that's not very attractive when you're in your 20s. And I had this constant nasal drip, and it got to a point where I was allergic to animals, especially cats. I could not visit my friends that had cats. I couldn't walk into a house with cats. After 10 minutes, my chest would close. I'd have to leave. And it was a struggle. And then slowly I learned a little bit more about the immune system and digestion and allergies. And someone introduced some of the products from Neolife. And I decided to give them a try, more so for my mom, because my mom was really struggling with a lot of pain and later was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And I just started taking some products for my stress with my job being a police officer and lack of sleep. The shift work was a killer. So I just basically got on products for stress and energy, not thinking that my allergies would be able to be helped. But wow, what a difference. I started to feel better, energy, hormonal balance. I started to share my story. And then I went to some seminars to learn more about the immune system. And boy, I have to say, it's been over 30 years. We now have a cat. He sleeps with me. And I don't have any allergy symptoms. So, and I'm not saying that we can cure your allergies. And Neolife will never say that we can cure any condition, but it's amazing what can happen when you strengthen your immune system, you give your cells the nutritional support that they need, and voila, incredible. I don't have any environmental allergies. So it's been an amazing journey. And again, it's been 32 years. I look back now and I think, wow, I can't believe I feel younger in my 50s than I did when I was in my 20s and 30s. So we're going to share with you with just some of the things that are a challenge. When you're looking at your immune system, it is the first line of defense against everything. Okay, so you got to make sure that your immune system is functioning, your lymphatic system is functioning. That's to do with your hormones and circulation. And we're going to talk about some of the things that you need in order for your body to function at its best. So that the key nutrients that we need every day are phytonutrients. So those are like your plant nutrients, lipids and sterols that we're going to talk about. These are good fats from the grains. You need omega-3 rich food, probiotics, which is that good live bacteria that you need also for proper elimination and getting rid of toxins through the bowel, vitamins and minerals, and we need antioxidants. And antioxidants protect you from oxidative damage. And I like to say they protect you from rusting from the inside out. But this is a recent study that came out of Lancet, and it was done in over 190 countries. And they made a powerful statement that it's what we aren't eating is what's actually killing us. And this was a global study. And what they found was we weren't eating enough grains, fruit, nuts and seeds, low omega-3 and low vegetables. So these are all the things that we weren't eating enough of. And this is what's causing so many health challenges all over the world in over 190 countries. And our grains today are no longer whole. They're milled, they're processed. They used to grow wheat, grind the wheat, make the flour, make the bread, and you'd have wholesome grains, wholesome breads that only had a day shelf life. Now, how long do our lovely breads last, right? Weeks. Or cereals last years, or pasta lasts forever. So they mill the critical nutrients out of the grain so our foods have a longer shelf life. They remove the critical nutrients and we're left with this white starch, white flour, this protein, gluten that people have a hard time digesting. And it's because of what man has done to the wheat. They've destroyed the wheat. But another challenge is, what they've done to many of our grains and many of our foods. And we're going to have an incredible lady join us this evening, Maryellen Vandenbrink, who is a holistic nutritionist. I'd love her to come and share a bit of her expertise and what else, some of the other challenges that we're having with our food, not only the milling and the processing of the grain, but Maryellen, what else is happening to our foods?
Yeah, thank you, Nada. I know I was, so shocked when, even as a holistic nutritionist, you look at what they're doing to our foods now. Like they take all the minerals out of our soils, the foods are processed. You think our food travels thousands of kilometers. Like I was in Costco today and all the food there was from countries like Peru and everywhere. Nothing was like local. And the soils now, they're only fertilized with 3 minerals, nitrogen, potassium, and phosphate. But if you actually do the soil, like how it is in nature, it has over 40 different minerals. So they're definitely lacking. So, and this affects us. And then to make it even worse in North America, what are they doing with our foods? They're genetically modifying a lot of the foods, which means that they start crossing the genes of a plant with the genes of other organisms. So for instance, a soybean has a mouse gene, a bacteria gene, a virus gene, like it's not natural anymore. So they've actually are corrupting our foods. And I find so many people will tell me, oh my gosh, my allergies are so bad here. And I go back home where the food is more natural and I don't have allergies anymore because they don't allow genetically modified foods in those countries. So it makes a huge difference. So when you're looking at supplements, you really have to trust who you deal with. Because I don't know about you, but I know myself when I was on the journey looking for, I tried so many different products. And I thought because something was in a store that it was safe, that it would work. But it's, here's a study that shows that hidden dangers lurk in over-the-counter supplements. They actually, tested from 2007 to 2016, 776 products. And they found hidden active ingredients that were unsafe or unstudied. So just because something's in a store does not mean that it's safe, even if it's a store that has a natural name, which we know a lot of them, right? Where what I found with Neolife was it was very different. I really researched into it before I got started, and I found it was definitely a name you could trust. The fact it had been around since 1958, never had a dietary recall. They have a pharmaceutical license for manufacturing. It's in over 50 countries around the world and approved by every health board in all of those countries. So the fact that it's based in nature and backed by science, that whole food philosophy they do, because as we know, there's factors in food that are very different than when you do isolates, like because you have all the intrinsic factors. So it's different. So when people ask me, well, what do I look for in a supplement? I say you want to make sure it's whole food based because, anything that's natural can be algae or pine bark or anything from the ground, right? Where Neolife goes based, although that study just came out recently, they knew that what we were lacking in our diets were whole grains, fruits and vegetables, and wild salmon. And that's what Neolife makes their products from. Whole food, whole family. And again, non-GMO, they actually can track right from the seed stock to when the product's produced. They know exactly what field it's grown in, and it's very, very unique. So that the food is safe. And food is expensive, right? So it's hard to fill those gaps. So sometimes this is almost an easier way to fill the gap. You still want to eat the best you can, but to try to reach those optimum levels. And what impressed me was the fact that they have good, like peer review science behind the products. This is a scientific advisory board, which is founded by Dr. Arthur First, one of the top toxicologists in the world. He was actually the co-founder of oral chemotherapy. And when he was doing his research in cancer, he found nutrients in food prevent disease, not just cancer, but many diseases. And that's why he joined up with Neolife in the 1970s. And he set up this prestigious board of world-renowned scientists, researchers, doctors who, they're involved in the research and development of the product. They're just not a good-looking doctor who puts their picture on the back of a bottle and says, yeah, I endorse this. They actually decades of research in a lot of our products. And they are independently tested. So important, because to make sure that the actual product is tested. And Neolife has so many studies on our carotenoids and many salmon oil and many of our products that actually prove that product works. Not just raspberries are good for you, but the actual product works. And Nada, do you want to share how we can fill that gap of what we're not getting in our diet? Because this is definitely the foundation, not just for allergies, but any imbalance in the body.
So Maryellen, when I talked about that Lancet study that was recently done, right? And that this is what we found. So like, we were so excited when we saw that study because, Neolife has been around for 65 years talking about this, right? And now they're saying, hey, we need these, grain oils, and we need to eat more fish and fruits and vegetables. And here Neolife has this amazing product just to help to fill the nutritional gaps. And I'm not saying that this is going to replace your food, right? You really got to look at your food, and we're going to talk about some of that. But this is a great supplement just to help to fill the gap as to what's missing and what we're not eating enough of. And the first part is that grain oil. This is something we can't get in our diet. As I shared with you, they mill the lipids and sterols out. And what's in Tran N grain concentrate, it has those lipids and phytosterols, less gluten than a bowl of gluten-free cereal, developed for a hospital research study. It helps with cellular energy and efficiency. Nobody has it. And this is what drew me to the company, because I started taking this because of hormones and my PMS was so bad. And this just really helped. And it just helped my cells work better. So this is why this is the part of that pack, because it's the foundation. And you need to get these grain oils back into your diet so that your cells can work properly. And Neolife is a world leader in cellular energy with Tran N. It is the building blocks for every cell membrane, the cell structure, brain and nerve function, and hormones. It protects your cells. So every cell in your body is surrounded by this lipid layer. So nutrients can get in and waste can get out. So if you're not getting these oils in your diet, which as we see, they're no longer in our food, our cells look like the cell on the left. Not all the nutrients can get in and not all the waste can go out. So you can have a great diet, but if you're not getting that nutrient utilization, you're not going to get the benefits from the food that you're eating. And this is what I found. I was eating healthy. I was exercising. Why was I so tired all the time? Why did I have all these allergies? My cells were not working properly. So by adding Tran N, your cells will start to utilize nutrients. And it was proven, as Maryellen talked about those studies, Texas A&M University, they did a third-party study. They proved that your cells will absorb 50% more of the nutrients from your diet. So if you have a great diet, you're going to benefit from this product tremendously. So when you look at, how else can I get these grain oils? Well, you can go and buy non-rancid whole seeds, grains and nuts, and grind them and make your own flour. And I don't know, I don't have time for that. So and when you're looking at the calories that you have to consume, or one Tran N that's in that Vitality pack is only 8.3 calories as opposed to 550 calories, okay, to consume those grains. So just a great way to fill the gap. The other product is your fruits and vegetables. This is the carotenoid complex. The carotenoids are what make your fruits and vegetables the dark colors, the reds, the purples, the greens, and the abundance. We should be eating an abundance of those kinds of fruits and vegetables. We're just not eating enough. And the USDA and the CDC, they proved that this product will boost your immune system 37% in 20 days. This is the one product that helped me with my immunity and my allergies. And you're going to hear a lot of testimonials tonight. This is one of the products that incredible for the immune system. It was published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, presented at the New York Academy of Sciences. And in one box, you remember that Vitality box? You're getting one of these in every box. It's a month's supply. After a month, it's equivalent to consuming 80 pounds of raw fruits and vegetables in every box. Incredible, all made from dark colored fruits and vegetables. And they play a big role in cancer prevention, immune system, slowing aging, preventing disease. We should be eating up to 9 to 13 servings a day, right? And we tend to eat more sugary foods and, processed foods and hors d'oeuvres and things that we just, shouldn't be eating a lot of. We should be eating more fruits and vegetables every single day. That's the key. And these carotenoids protect your cells from oxidizing. I like to say from rusting from the inside out. That's what carotenoids do. The other favorite product is the salmon oil. The omega-3s play such a big role in reducing inflammation. What's unique about the Neolife salmon oil, it has all 8 omega-3. Most fish oils on the market only have EPA and DHA. And I know Maryellen, as a holistic nutritionist, you see this time and time again. And it's scary what's out there because, there's a lot of fish oils that are not safe to consume. And the Neolife salmon oil is tested for 200 contaminants with an allowance of 0. So we're better than organic because they have a 0 tolerance factor, and it was clinically proven to reduce inflammation 68% in just 8 weeks. This was a product that made a huge impact in my kids' lives, both of them. Snowboarding injuries, football injuries, basketball injuries. The recovery was amazing. And my oldest son had a brain injury a few years ago, and they gave me a 6-month window recovery. Because of him being on this amazing product, he was home in 6 weeks with 100% recovery. Omega-3 plays such a big role reducing inflammation, so you heal faster, but it plays a role in allergies and immunity as well, because it reduces inflammation also in your lungs and in your airway. So it was proven to help with triglycerides, but again, what's really exciting is reducing the inflammatory index 68% in just 8 weeks. Then there's a multi. You throw that multivitamin in there, and it's a great multivitamin pack. I like to call this the Cadillac of multis, again, just to fill the gap in your diet. So when you're looking at what's in this amazing pack, it's equivalent to, in 1 month, consuming 12 pounds of whole grains, 80 pounds of raw fruits and vegetables, and 10 servings of omega-3 fish in every box. So just a great multivitamin pack, and the benefits, with immunity and many things, just to help to fill those nutritional gaps. Then when you add this amazing protein shake that I have not gone a day without in 32 years, this has been my morning start. We call this a breakfast solution. You take your shake, you have your Vitality Pack, and what's unique about our protein shake, it has all 22 amino acids. It helps to rebuild, repair tissue, but it's not just for muscle and bodybuilding, and it does all that. It helps with repair, but it's very important for immunity because it fights infection and disease. It helps to balance your hormones, controlling blood sugar, producing enzymes, because digestion plays a really big role in immunity as well. Okay, so our protein shake is a complete protein, all 22 amino acids. What's inside? Completely natural. This is why I was so grateful that I can give this to my babies when they were little, and they're still drinking this product. They're in their 20s now. It was a lifesaver for me for breakfast when they were younger. It has 18 grams of protein, glycemic control response, so great for memory, focusing, concentrating, vitamins and minerals. And for those picky eaters, especially our kids, it is a complete meal replacement. Now, Maryellen, I know, being a holistic nutritionist, you've seen a lot of different protein products on the market, and you had your grandbabies on this product. Can you share a little bit why this is such an amazing product for kids and everybody?
Yeah, when I see so many of the shakes out there, what's on the label is kind of scary. There's a lot of artificial sweeteners, which you see here. There's no artificial anything. Like, I feel 100%, confident that that's a picture of my 2 granddaughters. You can see Nora was only a baby at the time, and as soon as she could drink out of that sippy cup, she was drinking that product. But you know what? This is the best tasting shake. Kids love it, like hands down. Comes in chocolate, vanilla, berry. You can mix them together. It tastes good, and it's so safe for kids to take, and us, because we don't want to have those toxins either, right? So it's and 90% lactose free, so that's great. And then for people who have because I am running into a lot of people now who absolutely can have no dairy, no soy. We have introduced our vegan protein, which also, it is the best tasting vegan protein. I tell you, I've tasted so many other ones, and this tastes amazing, and it's complete too. So again, a lot of vegans are lacking certain amino acids. So this is an amazing way. You get 18 grams of protein, 21 amino acids. You get lots of those branch chain amino acids. Plus, it's got a lot of the healthy fat blends too, which are so important. So It's an amazing product. And then this is like, you of course, my passion, because I got started because my son had so many health concerns. And this is the products he got started on. When they're babies, before they can chew, they do the Liquivite. And again, this is not just like a regular vitamin on the shelf. It contains those grain oils that Nada was talking about that feed the cells. Because you think, what are children? Their cells are duplicating way like all the time. Like they're growing so fast. And then when they get a little older, they can chew the Vitasquares and VitaGuard, which is like having Pro Vitality. You get the fruits and vegetables, you get the grains, and of course you want to add, that Neolife shake for them to get that protein, because I'll tell you, like Neolife kids are so smart. Like we're not just saying that, they are like, so smart. They don't get sick. If they get sick, they get a sniffle and they beat it off. I've had kids who, were having so much problems in daycares. They're getting, and it's, oh, it's normal. They're building. No, they were constantly sicking on antibiotics, and they got on these products, and you know what? It's like it bulletproofs them. That's what they call my grandkids. They were like super kids. They never got sick hardly.
Yeah, and my boys too, Maryellen, never had to go on antibiotics.
Yeah.
And that became a I was very passionate because I was meeting so many young moms where their kids were constantly on antibiotics and then on puffers, inhalers, and it was incredible, the turnaround in their health just by introducing some of these amazing products just to help to strengthen their immune system. And this was a journey for you with David.
Yeah, because unfortunately I went through that route. Like he was having all these respiratory issues. His was allergy induced asthma. So you don't grow out of that, ever type thing. And he would, if he got a virus, he couldn't fight it. So they were putting him on antibiotics, and then they started putting him on all these inhalers. And the inhalers did work for the breathing, absolutely. But what they don't tell you about is all the other side effects. He started getting horrific nosebleeds. He had stomach cramps all the time because, of course, what was it doing? It was destroying his gut. So when I got introduced, we started him on the products, and like I said, it didn't cure, diagnose, or treat his disease. But what it did is started building his body up. And I'll be honest, it took a good 6 months till he eventually was able to wean himself off all of his medications. And when I took him back to the specialist, he's like, oh, wow, he's doing perfect. What, type thing. And as soon as I told him, of course, he had no interest at all in it. And he just said, oh, if he gets sick, put him back on the inhalers. And as you can see, there's a school picture a year later, and you can see the difference in the eyes. His eyes were always puffy. Even his hair was thinning. He was like so pale, especially having all those nosebleeds. He became severely anemic. It just changed his life. And now today he's a firefighter. So it made a huge difference in his health.
Could you imagine going from an asthmatic to being a firefighter? Like, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've watched that journey with you, Maryellen. So it's been amazing. Yeah, so it's great to see your boys just be strong and grow, and yeah.
Now his
So
kids are Neolife babies, right? Yeah.
yeah. And your migraines, right? You were a migraine sufferer, and that omega-3 just turned your life around, right?
Oh, it made a huge difference. All the headaches I used to get, and yeah, and I tried other omega-3s, never worked. So when we talk about core nutrition, that's your breakfast solution, right? That's the shake and the Pro Vitality. And then we do have other products that target different areas. So we're going to touch on some of those tonight. We're going to key in on immune system, right? Because as Nada said, it's our first line of defense against autoimmune diseases, flus, colds, protects us against cancer, allergies, and asthma. This is the warriors in our body that hunt it out, right? And what are the evil twins of aging? Well, of course, oxidation and inflammation. Those are what destroy us. So if we can reduce that, not only do we slow aging, we are healthier. Because I was just talking to a client the other day, and she's falling into that metabolic stage where they start getting high cholesterol, pre-diabetic, they all these issues. And I say, you know what, you can take charge of this. Like, and as partners, we'll work together and we can fight this, and you'll beat it. And people have to know there is definitely a solution. And you have to go to what we're eating, right? Because you are what you eat. And as you can see, this is the ideal pantry and fridge. Like, you can see, it's loaded with fruits and vegetables. And the problem here too is, like, we kind of grocery shop all in one day, and then the longer it's in the fridge, it has less nutrients. But then again, some of our, especially in university and stuff, some of the kids' fridges look like this. And I see grocery carts and when I'm grocery shopping, and I see a lot of this in a lot of people's grocery carts, not just the university students, right?
I know when Jack went to college, his first year college, and I went to go look at, like, go in the kid's house, and I was looking at the fridge and I'm like, this is kind of like what it looked like. And I was like, I was mortified. Oh.
So to help fill that, because they say, studies are showing at least 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day is ideal. And this is where, when Nana talked about the carotenoids, what do? They prevent that free radical damage, that oxidative stress. And what are they made from? It's just tomatoes, carrots, spinach, red bell peppers, strawberries, apricots, peaches. And it has all the members. I won't list all the names of all the different carotenoids. It's just not one like beta carotene, which I see so often, because I know when I talk to the scientists, they say if you just take one, it's again, you're knocking off the body balance, right? Your body won't absorb all the rest, and it can actually cause problems, right? And one bottle of that carotenoid complex is like 250 pounds of antioxidant support for fruits and vegetables. So it's a super powerhouse. And we've had incredible, stories of people. One of my friends, she calls them the black bullets, right? I'd see her at the gym. I'd like, oh, I haven't seen you. Oh, I was sick again, sick again. So anyways, I gave her at that time a cassette tape from Fred Hooper, and she listened about the carotenoids and she got on it. And to this day, this is like 25 years, she says, I'm never sick. This is my black bullet, she calls it, that keeps me healthy,
Yeah.
And, it's not just anecdotal studies. There's actually was, studied by the USDA, found to boost immunity 37% in 20 days. But as far as, certain things, increases those natural killer cells by 20%. And that's very important for viruses, right? Because that's the first line that knocks a virus out. So very, very important.
Yeah.
And then we have our flavonoids. That protects the watery part of the cell. We have different parts. And I know many of you have heard the benefits of green tea, cranberries, kale, beets, elderberries. These are all the vibrant fruits and vegetables, and they're now known a lot as polyphenols. Very, very powerful in the body, super antioxidant. And it protects the body fluids, it improves immunity, and it reduces our risk of cancer, heart disease, and other age-related diseases. So it's a powerhouse too. And then we also have our cruciferous. It's from all those smelly vegetables like broccoli, my granddaughters say they'll eat broccoli, but it's not their favorite, right? But to eat it every single day is tough, right? Radishes, kale, black mustard, brown mustard, watercress, oranges, licorice, and this actually detoxifies the cell. So it pulls the toxins out. So super, super powerful.
And when we talk to our scientists, Maryellen, a lot of people say, well, why can't it all be in one pill, right? It's like the challenge is they protect, remember you were saying all the different parts of the cell. There's fat soluble antioxidants, water soluble antioxidants. That's why we should be eating a variety, right? Not just the same fruits and vegetables every day. It has to be a variety every single day. And that's the challenge that we're having. And that's why supplementation is just such a great way to fill the gap.
That's right. And of course you want to eat as much as you can in diet, and then you fill this gap, right? And our tray, this is a super, it's not a juice. It's like a nutritional essence, I like to say. It's got a lot of those polyphenols, blueberries, blackcurrant, elderberries. And what's great, because it's a liquid, it's so easy to give to kids. Like, if they have a sore throat or something, just give them a shot of a tray and it'll literally clear it up. And because it's, again, a powerful antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. It's a superfood. It's definitely a super powerful product.
And it tastes so good.
Yeah, it's a treat. You can mix it with some, if you want a little bit of San Pellegrino with it, in your tray.
I'm having some right now with some aloe.
And actually, that's what my granddaughters. I don't know why it's Opa's special drink when I created it, but that's what it is, right? And when you look what you'd have to eat in food, like it has 20 times the puna collagens, the fresh pomegranate juice, 5 to 10 times the resveratrol of fine red wine. Of course, no alcohol, so that's a benefit, and 7 times the antioxidant power of ripe red tomatoes. So it's very, very concentrated. And
I think
again,
it's like eating 6 cups of spinach, I think, in 1 ounce too, right,
yeah,
Maryellen? It's a lot. It's just fantastic. Oh, there it is, 6 times. There we go.
yeah, 6 times alpha. And then, as you know, like research is showing that vitamin D levels very, very important to, make sure that you're not just in the zone, because you can be in the low area and still not have protection. You got to be optimum vitamin D. And this is the vegan D is from whole food. Okay. It's not just sheep wool. It's actually, from mushrooms and plant rinder lichen, which is a very well-known plant source, and it's whole food and it's absorbed and it brings up your vitamin D levels, because I know from clients that it definitely brings it up to optimum levels. And then you hear a lot about zinc too. It's very, very important for immunity. The difference with the Neolife zinc, it's double amino acid chelated, so it actually will get absorbed 85% in the body, probably 5 times higher than most of the zincs out there, and its highest purity. And then garlic is a super, it's like a natural antibiotic, supports healthy immune response. Very good for the gut too, because as we know, 80% of our immune system is in the gut. And then vitamin C too, it's immunity booster, helps the body absorb iron, so very, very important. And again, humans and guinea pigs are the only creatures that don't produce vitamin C in their own body, so we need to be taking it in. It's water soluble, so you lose it throughout the day. So the All C you can chew throughout the day, or our Super C is actually time release, so you can do that. And it's like one of them is like 4 tree ripened oranges. And then Nana, do you want to share about our new product, which is
Yeah, this is
incredible?
one of my faves. I tell you, I have this every morning before I work out, and I mean, it's great for pre-workout for energy, but has a lot of nutrients in there to also help with immunity. It's powerful antioxidant and great for your brain function. It has all the nutrients from beets, kale, and red spinach. And some berries. So it has a black ginger, pomegranate peel. It's just an incredible product for immunity. We've only had it in Canada for maybe a month now. And I have a lot of people that have had allergies or asthma that I've kind of experimenting with, not experimenting, but they're trying it and they're starting to notice a difference even faster. And it's so easy because you can have it by itself. It mixes with cold water nicely. And a lot of my customers are putting it right in their protein shake just to give that extra potent shots. So it's the nitric oxide, right? That's the foundation for human health. And it does so much, increases blood flow, regulates immune function, protects the nervous system. And again, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, anti-aging. So we all want to slow the aging process. And again, just great as a pre-workout if you are inclined to work out and exercise. But let's talk a little bit more about allergies and asthma and things like that. So we have quite a few people on tonight that are struggling in that area. And I'm so grateful that I took these products 32 years ago, because like I said, I had to really look back and remember the feeling. And this is the one product that I started to take because this is what helped me wean off my antihistamines, because every commercial that came on antihistamine, I was running to the drugstore to buy because I was trying every antihistamine out there. But then when I started taking the Respex, what a difference. So we're going to have one of our scientists just briefly explain the power of this amazing product.
It can feel like someone just threw a heavy wet blanket over you. Today I want to tell you about a non-habit forming natural herbal remedy that might just lighten up your day. It's called Respex, designed to soothe your sinuses for comfortable breathing. Respex is developed by world-class scientists and master herbalists. It delivers a synergistic blend of 10 powerful herbs that have a long history of safe and effective use without the side effects associated with chemical drugs. Horseradish root supports normal airflow in sinuses and lungs and supports the immune system. Fenugreek seed soothes and calms distressed tissue and may help to normalize body temperature. Alfalfa leaf is rich in phytonutrients, important for strong immune responses. Cayenne fruit encourages healthy circulation and stimulation of the respiratory tract. The hyssop plant supports healthy open airways, free of restrictions, calms and soothes distressed tissues, and it supports a strong immune response. Bee pollen provides support for healthy immune responses. It's rich in phytonutrients important for energy and vitality. Slippery elm bark calms and soothes distressed tissues, and it's especially effective on airway mucosa. The Herbicana plant encourages normal moisture content of airway mucosa and assists in normal tissue renewal, especially in the respiratory tract. Molasses is a rich source of phytominerals important for enzymatic reactions and energy metabolism. And last, but certainly not least, thyme herb, sometimes referred to as your respiratory system's herbal best friend. It encourages calm and unrestricted airflow, healthy and clear lungs, it calms and soothes distressed tissues, and promotes vitality and healthy immune responses. This powerful blend combines ancient herbal knowledge and leading-edge science to support free, comfortable breathing and upper respiratory function of the nose, mouth, and throat. Guaranteed to be pure, potent, and consistent. RespX is brought to you by Neolife. Since 1958, generations of families have counted on Neolife to provide them with products based in nature, backed by science, that are safe and proven effective. We take pride in our unwavering quality and safety standards, standards that exceed all global regulatory standards that have ensured the effectiveness of our products for over 60 years.
That was definitely one of my faves when I was struggling with my allergies and immune system. And we have many people that just love that product. So he talked about the upper respiratory and the throat. We do have one more for lungs as well, herbal respiratory. And, you know, a lot of people thinking, wow, do I have to take all this? Well, you know what? It really depends on the seriousness of your condition. So don't think you have to take everything that Maryellen and I are talking about today. But we do have a couple of people that are on this evening that are going to share some pretty powerful testimonials where they needed some more of this. Whereas we talked about that basic breakfast solution, right? Or that basic pack. Great place to start, maybe adding a couple extra things, especially if you're dealing with allergies and asthma. But if you're severe and really struggling, then you can add the herbal respiratory and some other things, because there's other things that can cause allergies: poor diet, compromised immune system, digestive disorders, lack of enzymes, candida overgrowth, parasite infestation, liver and toxic overload. So sometimes it's more serious than just a slight allergy or, you know, a slight asthma. And BetaGuard was another product that, hands down, if you have allergies, would be the one thing that I would add to your basic pack, because this was designed by Dr. Arthur First. And he developed it for after chemotherapy as an antidote to help to pull environmental toxins and the toxins from the chemo out of the body, but it helps to pull toxins out of your cells. And it really helped me with my allergies. This with vitamin A, with that breakfast solution, was a lifesaver for me. And again, designed to pull toxins out of the body. Especially if you are working in an environment where you're constantly exposed to toxins, and I like to say, like hairdressers, you know, if you're working around tar, car exhaust, you know, working with sheet metal, things like that, great product to use. And Dr. Arthur First told me I needed it because I was riding a motorcycle at work for 10 hours a day and breathing in car exhaust. And he said, you need to be on BetaGuard, Nat. And I'm like, oh yeah. And anyways, this was just a game changer for me. And it really, really helped me with my allergies. So now I'm going to have someone very special in our life share his journey and his testimonial with asthma and allergies. And Amarjit, I'm going to have you put your video on if you don't mind. Amarjit's my brother-in-law, and in March we got a phone call that he was in the hospital and was on life support. I'll never forget the phone call from my sister, and it scared the heebie-jeebies out of all of us. We didn't know what the heck was going on, and I'll have him share his journey. He is a pilot, and he lost his job. He was a captain, and there was a lot of stress, right? A lot of financial stress, a lot of emotional stress, and he started to work several jobs. and his immune system was compromised. So, Amarjit, if you want to maybe just share a little bit about your journey and the power of nutrition and how it's changed your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for letting me be here. And I've been flying for 30 years. And what Nada was referring to, losing my job, was during COVID, just due to a lot of suffering in the industry, in many industries. And at that time, I ended up, I did get a job flying again for about a year, and you had to go to work at 2 a.m. So your next stop was far in another place like Japan or the UK or so many time zone differences. So add that up with what Nada's talking about. So there's a lack of exercise, there's poor diet, time zone changes. And when I was finished with that job, I'd be going to another job. So yes, my immune system did go down. Never had asthma in my life. I've been diagnosed with it. There are times where when I came back from the hospital being admitted, you have to remember, I've never been sick like this in my life. And I ended up not even being able to walk 5 to 10 feet, depending on the humidity of the air. And I'm allergic to, because that's what triggers asthma, is allergies to animal dander. So according to my doctor, my allergist, I have no allergies except for to animal dander. And it's getting better every day. The journey of recuperating is with Neolife. And if I could tell you, it's a real life changer. I could tell you it's been fantastic. I feel better than ever. It makes no sense, right? Because I'm not at work, not right now, but I'm looking forward to getting there. But I feel so much better. And one of the regrets in my life is not starting Neolife earlier and making sure that I provided, but also with that balance of making sure I'm okay too in terms of nutrition, beginning with Neolife. So it's been quite a journey. And it's a funny thing because when I got my asthma attack, I wasn't in the airplane at 37,000 feet. I was very blessed there. I ended up, I was in simulator training. So I was going on through that night. It was March the 25th, so not that long ago. And I asked the instructor to stop the simulator so I could run outside and catch my breath, not knowing that I was having a severe asthma attack. So that's the scary part of it all. But, and I could tell you, asthma attacks, all on one hand, because of Neolife making a huge difference, recreating the inside of my body, getting rid of all the toxins in terms of a cleanse. All of these things added up. I was way overdue, and I had just been lucky in so many ways to have lasted that long. And at this point, I could tell you, I'm not deviating from anything, not from Neolife, that is. And it's part of my life. And I'm really grateful. I'm very blessed to have had my wife, my mother-in-law, and Nada take care of me throughout this real different journey. So thank you guys.
Thank you. And Amarjit did an amazing diet change. I mean, we took anything white out of his diet, all sugar out of his diet. I talked to Maryellen, and we talked about cleansing, yeast cleanse. We did a candida cleanse, and no alcohol. Like his diet has been so clean, no gluten, dairy, and we slowly have introduced some of those good, like those, I would say, sometimes foods back on the weekend. I might have a beer. At his birthday, we had cake, but like throughout the week, there isn't any sugar, no alcohol, no dairy. We've introduced a little bit of dairy now, but incredible turnaround. And I think the cleanse made a huge impact. Amarjit, you also had that psoriasis and eczema on your legs, and that's completely cleared up. So his immune system is incredible. And if it wasn't for the products, he could not have done it with just the diet change. We know that for a fact, because when all the change happened, it was when we started him on the products, and it just just incredible. Anyways, I'm so happy that you shared with us tonight, and I know you're going to be back to flying. That's our goal, to be back in that airplane in probably January, February. So that's our goal. So anyways, he's doing amazing. My mom calls him an ox. He's working hard out in the field and cutting grass and cutting trees and cleaning. He's outside all day working on stuff in the country. So the air has been wonderful. But one thing that I want to share with you is the gut health, because this is where I know, Maryellen, we talked about the gut health and the importance of this when you're looking at immunity. And this played a really big role in Amarjit's recovery as well.
Yeah, you know what? As I mentioned before, 80% of our immune system is in our gut, and with all the processed foods and the toxins and the antibiotics, most people, their gut is in pretty bad shape. And if you talk to a lot of people who have been sick for, and you ask them to say, how long did you have stomach issues for? Years, almost every single time. So how do we improve that digestion? Well, we want to eat more raw foods because they have enzymes in them, right? We want to chew our food very, very well. It's, like, I'm not into you count so many times, but you want to make sure that by the time you chew it up, that it swallows easily. Things that help us, because as we get older, the beta just is for the stomach. So that's like the hydrochloric acid. So that breaks down our proteins, kills bacteria, very, very important. But as we get older, we produce less of it, just like everything else. Enzymes, that's for the lower, that's the bloat that breaks up carbs, proteins, fats. And you'll know that you are lacking those, because if you eat and you feel bloated, pain, discomfort, gas, then you know that you're not doing these things. And especially with all the blood sugar issues that are going on these days, you think about it, our pancreas has two roles, not only producing insulin for blood sugar, but producing enzymes. So a lot of people are not producing the proper enzymes. And if you are diabetic, I guarantee you're enzyme deficient, 100% for sure. And one thing we can do to, give our body a little kickstart is our healthy body detox. What I like about this, it's only 3 days. It cleans, balances, energizes. It's something you get pretty quick results, and but it's something that doesn't take a long time. The cleanse that Nata was referring to was the yeast cleanse. That's a 30-day cleanse, which is a great cleanse too. But when you need just a little to get rid of the toxins, this is an excellent way to do it. And, you just eat fruits and vegetables for the first 2 days. So it's super, super easy. It's only like 2 steps. And you introduce our neolax, which is like a natural pusher, the garlic, which kills bacteria, and the beta guard Nana talked about. It pulls heavy metals out of the organs, like the liver and the brain. So you do that for 2 days with just eating as many fruits and vegetables as you can, no protein, no carbs, nothing like that. And then the 3rd day, you start rebuilding. So that's when you introduce the probiotic, the acidophilus, which is the good bacteria. And you can start having the protein shake again that day and stuff. So again, it's super easy. Like as I mentioned, you eat clean for 3 days. First 2 days, only fruits and veggies. 3rd day, you add the protein shake for breakfast and fruits and vegetables all day, and a good healthy dinner. And we have lots of support documentation if you're doing this. There's the website, there's the Facebook groups, we've got booklets we can give you. So we give you lots and lots of support to do this. And the probiotics are so, so important. Like, because even a lot of moms that I talk to, a lot of them are put on antibiotics during the deliveries. So the baby's being stripped, and they're so important because they strengthen immunity, they guard against infection, right? They're a healthy response. A lot of times if kids are getting allergies, it's because they're lacking these good bacteria. So they found it actually reduces allergy symptoms and discourages disease-causing bacteria. And there was a study done at Trillium Health Center. And what they found is that people that were on antibiotics, the half that were on antibiotics alone, all got C. difficile, but the half that were on antibiotics and probiotics didn't get C. difficile. So that shows you how powerful it is. And it also helps reduce our risk of colon cancer, bacterial enzymes detoxify those cancer-causing substances, and support healthy colon cells. So it's so, so important. And the Neolife differences, it's got that gel guard coating. Like I see so many products out there and they'll say, oh, I got 1 trillion alive bacteria. But the problem is that's at manufacturer. That's not tested to make sure. Neolife has a mechanical stomach. They put all the products through. And when they put through our probiotic, it was the only one that made it into the right area. So it's super, super powerful. And now I'd like to introduce a dear friend. I met Joan at a jewelry party when I was very, very new in Neolife. And she's got an incredible story. And, you know, I'd love her for, can you share not only your story, but I know it helped with your allergies as well, right, Joan?
Yes, thanks for asking me to share, Maryellen. When I was introduced to Neolife in 1995, that's 27 years ago, I was suffering from seasonal allergies, and I used to take antihistamines, a runny nose, itchy throat, and eyes. And I didn't think there was anything that I could do other than taking antihistamines. But at that point, my main concern was boosting my immune system and my energy level after treatments for breast cancer. That was my main concern. But during that time, I found Respex, which it was called Resp11 at the time, that helped me with the symptoms. And because of the program that I was on to boost my immune system and also to help detox from the chemo and the other environmental toxins, and also fixing my digestive system, as you mentioned, so I'd take the Beta Guard and the vitamin A during allergy season. And I can't remember exactly when, but I stopped having symptoms and I no longer have seasonal allergies because of my immune system being strengthened. And getting rid of my allergies was a side benefit of strengthening my immune system and detoxing. So I'm just so grateful for Neolife products, getting rid of the annoying symptoms of seasonal allergies.
Mhm.
Thank you for allowing me to share my story.
Thank you, Joan. And there's other products that Neolife has as a that play a really big role with immunity. And I mean, we talked about our breakfast solution. We have an amazing organic skincare, but our cleaners, that's something that really helped me with my allergies. I know, Maryellen, you know, that's something that helped you with David, because replacing the toxic cleaners in your home. And I remember you even had a cleaning lady that you hired that you would only allow to use the Neolife cleaners in your home. They're non-toxic. My son Jack drank that Super 10 when he was 2 because he thought it was aloe juice, and all he did was give him a glass of water and off he went. So cleaning your home with non-toxic cleaners is very, very important. And even Amarjit, when he moved into his little home here, he had to clean the entire place with like all the vinyl and the plastic and anything he sprayed down with Super 10, because when anything new, brand new, we can smell the toxins coming out of the walls and the floors, and the Super 10 and the LDC that Neolife has incredible cleaning products, and they're very inexpensive because we don't sell you the water. So yeah, so just safe products. Give them a try. I use one of them to wash all my fruits and vegetables, and non-toxic. And Neolife is one of the first companies to go green in 1958, when green wasn't cool. So we're very proud of our environmental cleaners, and just another, again, based in nature and backed by science, which is really important as well. So some of you are probably wondering, well, how do I get a hold of these amazing products? Well, Neolife has what we call a wellness club, and it's free to join. As soon as you become a member, you automatically get a discount. And when you go on NeoShip, you get wholesale. So for example, that Vitality Pack is a month's supply, or that breakfast solution, when you add the shakes, you have it every day. It's a month's supply. And when you set up on NeoShip, you get wholesale price, which is 25% off. And the company will give you back all your shipping after 6 months for being a loyal customer, and you get to spend that money on other products. There's a referral program where if you refer 3, you get yours free. We have fitness challenges and weight loss challenges. So if you're looking at just improving your health overall, you know, you look at these breakfast solutions, either the Vitality solution, the breakfast solution, and we have an amazing weight loss solution as well. So again, just depends on where you're at in your journey in your health and on what you want to achieve. But the best seller is definitely the breakfast solution, and then you can build on that if you're looking at, improving allergies or asthma or any other respiratory issues. Like I added the Beta Garden, the vitamin A, which was a game changer. And then the rest specs I only used when I needed it. And eventually I didn't need the rest specs anymore once I built up my immune system. So again, this is our breakfast solution. And when you refer 3, you get yours free. We have an amazing group on Facebook. All we have to do is become friends. And when we're friends, we can add you to this group. The stories and the testimonials, there's over 10,000 members in this group where you can read powerful stories and testimonials. And then there's another option. Now, most of you know my journey and even Maryellen, and when we joined, we didn't join to do the business. This was hands down getting healthy, sharing with a family and friends. But I realized after a very short time of sharing these products, I wanted more. I wanted time freedom. I wanted to stay home and start a family. I didn't want to have to work for somebody else. I wanted to be my own boss. So if you or someone is looking for a side gig where you want to make an extra $500, $1,000 a month, or if you really enjoy helping others, this is an incredible opportunity where you have an impact in people's lives. And this is why it was so easy for me to leave my police career. And Maryellen took early retirement and later became a holistic nutritionist. Joan was a registered nurse. She took early retirement after having an impact in people's lives. So it's an incredible business if you're looking for something that won't interfere with what you're already doing. Okay, so just a side note, we are going to be pausing the presentation, opening up to questions. So, whether you're here just to look at getting a products at a discount and getting your family started, getting them healthy, helping your kids get stronger and healthy immune systems, curious about the business, just ask us. We have other events that explain the business in a little more subtle, but more information. And if you're just not ready, that's okay. If you want to join us on some more health talks, we're here every week sharing different health issues and different solutions. So again, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. I want to thank all the testimonials. For those of you that joined us, I want to thank Maryellen for being here this evening and just having an impact and sharing your knowledge. So again, thank you all. I'll stop the presentation and the recording and open it up to questions. So thank you again.